only person of interest has to say.
Learn more about apartment residents expressing their concerns regarding security.
And in sports, find out how the UCF football team is adapting to a new freshman quarterback.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Zoemar Lebron.
And I'm Tania Sims. Today is Friday, October 1st, 2021. The search continues for the missing 19-year-old Miya Marcano. I will tell you about the latest on the missing woman. Student Miya Marcano went missing last Friday at the Arden Villas apartments 4 minutes from UCF's campus. Marcano was last seen leaving her shift at Arden Villas where she worked. Marcano's dad, Marlon Marcano, says she was supposed to fly home to Fort Lauderdale around 10:30 that night, but never made it to the airport. When her family knew something was wrong, they then filed a missing persons report and headed straight to Orlando. By Saturday, an active investigation had begun on the disappearance of Miya Marcano.
We are employing anyone with any information about Mia's whereabouts to please come forward.
As you can see behind me, Orange County Sheriff's Department have been actively looking for Miss Marcano. They have been looking in the bushes, on the sidewalks, all around the vicinity. They have also been seen in Arden Villas. On Sunday, the family of Marcano gathered for a vigil and prayer outside her apartment at 6 p.m. They lit candles and placed flowers and pictures of her. The Orange County Sheriff's Office searched surrounding areas near UCF and the Arden Villas looking for clues to find Marcano. The search continues for the missing 19-year-old student. Marcano's cousin, Callie Sue, says she won't rest until
No,
Miya is found.
Not. Absolutely not. Miya is a fighter, and we're going to fight for her until we find her.
Sheriff Mina says there are about 175 personnel looking for Marcano. In Orlando, Tania Sims, UCF Nightly News. At this time, there are no new developments with the case. Nightly News will keep you updated as information becomes available.
Police are now expanding the search for missing 19-year-old Miya Marcano to New Smyrna Beach. The Orange County Sheriff's Office received a tip that Armando Manuel Caballero's cell phone pinged near that area. The Sheriff's Office headed that way on Thursday in hopes of finding Marcano.
As soon as they noticed her disappearance, Miya Marcano's family confronted Armando Caballero. The family traveled to the 19-year-old's apartment when they saw she missed her scheduled flight Friday afternoon. When they got there at 3:30 a.m., they only found the now deceased maintenance worker leaving home through a back window. Miya's cousin says he looked nervous and scared when first confronted. She says she believes he killed himself knowing Miya may be in danger.
Right away, he asked us if we were looking for Miya. It's 3 a.m. A maintenance guy? He knows. He looked scared.
Miya's cousin says they called 911 on Caballero before he had chance to leave the Arden Villas apartments. She says he was questioned by the police but was quickly let go.
Armando Caballero was found dead from suicide on Monday. The only person of interest in Marcano's case was a maintenance worker at several apartment complexes, including where Marcano works and lives. According to the Missing Persons Incident Report, a 911 call was made to the Orange County Sheriff's Office at 10:30 a.m. The caller says co-workers found a body hanging in one of their storage garages after forcing their way into it. They say the storage space is usually never locked.
Suicide on property. Someone hung themselves from a garage.
Police checked for signs of life when they arrived. When they found no pulse, Caballero was pronounced deceased. Although deceased, Caballero is still the only person of interest.
In an exclusive interview, Nightly News spoke to Caballero's old high school friend and teammate. Rickey Gordon was his friend and teammate back then. Growing up in Orlando, Caballero went to Colonial High School. He played as a quarterback for the varsity football team, according to the school's roster archive. Gordon says he can describe him as a stand-up guy who put his academics first. Gordon also says that the man that many have seen in the news is not the person he knew.
Where did it go dark at? Because where I know him from, he was always like all smiles, the girls. He would protect the girl. There's nothing, no doubt about it. So I don't know where this came out.
Gordon says Caballero reached out to him earlier last month. Caballero wanted to catch up but never had the chance.
Students and parents are expressing safety concerns due to Marcano's recent disappearance. Many parents and students have taken matters into their own hands by installing more security. I will tell you more about resident and parent concerns. Students are raising safety concerns to apartment complexes by UCF, including Arden Villas, where Marcano went missing. Students and parents have taken precautions to ensure their safety. Some have installed home security in their apartments. Andrea Alfonso is a UCF student and Arden Villas resident. She said Arden Villas failed with their security system, so her parents installed their own in her apartment.
Arden has failed their residents with their security measures, and it's been extremely stressful for all of us.
Alfonso says she hopes Arden Villas ups their security measures and does background checks on their employees in the future.
Keep the gates closed, background checks on their employees at the very least. Have the cameras on and then not have them actually working. There's a lot of things they should do.
I am here at Arden Villas where family and friends set up a memorial for Miya Marcano in hopes of bringing her home. Parents and students are still concerned for their safety here. Apartments like the Marquee are emphasizing protocol for work orders and inspections that require staff to enter apartments. Tenika Spencer is a Marquee resident. She says the Marquee should not allow their maintenance staff to have 24-hour access to apartments.
I feel like that's something that should be taken away, especially now, because even though they are employees, obviously that does not matter and you do not know that person. I don't feel like there's a need for them to have a key 24 hours of the day.
Both Spencer and Alfonso say the most important thing is ensuring safety and getting Marcano home safe. In Orlando, Zoemar, Lebron, UCF Nightly News. Apartments like the Marquee are directing all questions or non-emergency calls to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. They can be reached at 407-836-3111. Any suspicious behavior or emergencies can be reported to 911.
Now let's take a look at statewide numbers on missing persons cases. Florida ranks second among the states with the most missing people. The National Missing and Unidentified Persons Database reported 1,252 cases in Florida as of now. One case that made national headlines recently was the Gabby Petito case. She was found dead after being missing for 10 days. During the search, Petito's parents asked for help from the public to find their daughter.
Everybody here is help, because the goal is still not met, and that goal is to bring Gabby home safe. All right, and I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home.
Authorities say Marcano and Petito's cases both deal with foul play from male counterparts. NAM-US also says 600,000 individuals go missing yearly nationwide.
In light of the recent missing cases around UCF, Nightly News wants to remind students about Victim Services. Victim Services is a resource outlet located at the College of Nursing. They provide multiple advocacy and support services to those who have been impacted by crime, violence, or abuse. Reporting to the police first is always encouraged, but if victims do not wish to report to them, they can go to Victim Services where all information is kept confidential. If you or another student may be in danger or need help, visit victimservices.ucf.edu to learn about campus services.
UCF's annual safety guide is now available for students to view. The report is published each year in accordance with the Clergy Act. The report includes statistics from the past 3 years concerning crimes on campus, on university-controlled property, and nearby public areas. Policies concerning campus safety, sexual assault, and crime prevention are also included in the report. The safety guide is available in only digital formats. Students can request a copy of the guide by emailing clergy@ucf.edu or by calling 407-799-8095.
Oh, Kayla, give me some good news. How's the weather looking today?
Zoe, the weather is looking great today. We are currently sitting at 88 degrees with only 66% of humidity, with winds flowing around 10 miles per hour at the east-northeast with a slight breeze. But the good news is there's only a 3% chance of rain, so we're going to have a good first day out of October and a nice day out for some fun. Zoe and Tania, back to you.
When we come back, learn about how a new UCF co-led study focuses on keeping survivors of intimate partner violence safety.
Plus, learn more about how the STEP program at UCF is providing basic training to future service dogs. A new UCF co-led study will focus on keeping intimate partner violence survivors safe. This $3.3 million study aims to protect victims during pre-trial. Nightly News reporter Florangel Rodriguez tells us about how this study will help survivors in the future.
A UCF researcher is part of a study intended to create evidence-based assessments for judges to use when deciding the release of those accused during pretrial. Researcher Bethany says the release of the victim's partner could endanger the victim.
So a lot of times at points of separation for domestic violence, especially for women, that can be a very serious time where there's increased chances of homicide or severe or lethal injury.
Bags says the goal of the study is to create a safe environment for the survivors and decrease homicides during the pretrial period.
According to Bethany Bags, current pretrial assessments don't include factors such as the current violence partner's past history, them owning guns, or even threatening the victim.
UCF student Adrian Trechsel would consider his brother a victim of these types of violence. He says his brother has been threatened and physically assaulted before.
Jumped up out of bed to go see what was going on, and I just heard the sentence, "I'm gonna kill you screamed over and over again.
Trechsel says the screaming was so loud, neighbors called the police. Survivors like Adrian's brother will be able to complete weekly assessments to help researchers understand the types of violence faced during pre-trial. In Orlando, Florencia Rodriguez, UCF Nightly News.
Nightly News will keep you updated as this research study develops.
UCF student organizations take their efforts to Lake Claire to bring awareness to the homeless population. Florida is among the states with the highest homeless population. To inform students of this issue, organizations like ASO and the NAACP are holding a sleepout tonight at Lake Claire. At the event, participants will be sleeping under the stars in hopes of educating students on homelessness. Starting at 5 p.m., participants will pack hygiene kits and lunch for the homeless. Students who want to participate in the service simply have to show up.
According to Integrity Inc., service dog can cost more than $40,000. The STEP program at UCF partners with a nonprofit organization to provide basic training to future service dogs. Reporter Clara Melo de Paula will tell you more about what STEP does.
Canine Companions for Independence is a nonprofit organization that trains and provides service dogs free of charge. Ashling O'Neill, president of STEP at UCF, explains that college students are the perfect raisers for beginning service dogs.
They are exposed to so much in a college environment. Motorcycles, scooters, squirrels, horses, even Nitro, a mascot. Lots of dogs would never see a mascot in their life.
This prepares the dogs for when they become certified assistance animals for their forever person.
Canine Companions provide service, hearing, and facility dogs, as well as skilled companions.
STEP is currently getting ready to say bye to 6 of its dogs in training. Once the dogs leave for professional training, the club is going to welcome new 2-month-old puppies. Lindsey Valenti says being a dog raiser is a lot of work, but being a dog sitter is just as satisfying.
Basically what we're doing is we're reinforcing the commands because they tend to act different when they're not with their raiser.
These canine companions are specialized to help people with hearing issues, PTSD, disabilities, or children testifying in court. In Orlando, Clara Melo de Paula, UCF Nightly News.
STEP and Canine Companions are always looking for people to dog race. To apply, join the STEP at UCF. For more information, follow their Instagram page, step_UCF.
A UCF music professor has been recognized internationally for her talent with the violin, held a recital on Thursday. Nightly News got a front row seat to her latest performance.
In Japan, when I was growing up, the parents wanted children to play either the piano or the violin. I'm not a good talker. But the violin, I feel a little bit easier to do that. I thought I could say things much easier through the violin.
To keep up with Dr. Yoke Takani's future performances, you can go to ayokokitani.com/bio.
Coming up, stay tuned for your weather update.
Plus, learn more about how new clinicals are training UCF nursing students to work during a pandemic. With the CDC's warnings, this could be an early and severe flu season. UCF is urging students now more than ever to get a flu shot. According to the CDC, the shot is the most effective way to protect against the flu virus. The Student Health Center is offering free flu shots to UCF students. No appointment or proof of insurance is necessary. Students must bring their UCF ID and wear a mask to get the shot. Students should wait to get the flu shot if they have or may have COVID-19. For more information on the flu shot, visit studenthealth.ucf.edu.
The results are in for the 4U's Protect You vaccine campaign for the month of September. The 4U's Protect You campaign is a competition held between UCF, USF, FSU, and UF to see who has the most vaccinated students on campus. UCF placed in second with 720 students, while USF came in first with 884 students. UCF Vice President Austin Wilson says that because UCF students are following university guidelines, more in-person events are possible.
When we continue to kind of encourage and follow university protocols, what happens is, we get to have that not just in-person experience, but active, where we're able to have all these experiences.
According to Wilson, UCF will continue the 4U's Protect You campaign in October with the flu vaccine. The campaign will run throughout October. The pandemic brought on many complications to everyday life. Nurses and frontline workers see the worst of the pandemic firsthand. Reporter Clara Melo de Paula will tell you how UCF is preparing its nursing students for the new normal.
Hospitals around the country report staffing shortages as the pandemic continues. Tenika Mayers, a CNA at Advent Health, says that she does not know if it is because of COVID-19, but she acknowledges it is a big problem.
When we're supposed to only have 5 patients, we are left with 20 patients when there's supposed to be 4 CNAs, 5 CNAs, even nurses. Where there only one or two.
To prepare nurses for this harsh environment, nursing students have to complete a series of clinicals. Clinicals are the hand-on experience nursing students get every semester.
Students learn about COVID practices and taking care of patients during a pandemic throughout their clinicals.
Each semester, students tend to a different hospital, putting the fundamental skills they learn in classrooms into the real world. Madison Painter, a UCF Valenti nursing student, says that she's assigned to a nurse and her patients when she arrives at the hospital.
As we progress through the nursing program, we've been checked off on skills so we can administer medication, insert Foley catheters.
Painter says that the hardest part about the nursing program is the time commitment. In Orlando, Clara Melo de Paula, UCF Nightly News.
Hospitals around the Orlando area have started accepting non-certified volunteers due to staffing shortage.
So, Kaylo, is fall upon us?
Yeah, well, a little bit right now. I mean, currently we're just in the highs and 80s and 90s right now with our weather. Again, we're going to be in the lows right now. Later tonight, the only cool place will be Jacksonville, but everything else is pretty fine otherwise. Definitely looking good. But otherwise than that, we may experience some rain, so I'm definitely not taking a trip down to South Florida this weekend, but everything else should be fine. We're going to be a little bit in the mids in the precipitation department. So now with our 5-day forecast, it's just going to be straight in the 80s in the middle of the week. Just get your rain jackets ready because it is going to be heavy. So just be prepared to bring an umbrella for you. But the rest of the week should be fine. All right, Zoe and Tania, I think it's going to be a pretty good week otherwise. Back to you guys.
Coming up in sports, find out how the football looks to survive Navy this weekend.
Plus, see how the women's soccer team ended in double overtime last night.
Welcome back, Knight Nation. I'm Kelly Gilmore, and this is your UCF Sports Update. The UCF Knights are back from their bye week to play Navy, their first conference opponent of the season. This will be the first start for freshman quarterback Mikey Keene. Keene will look to get the Knights back on track after losing their last game to Louisville. During the game, starting quarterback Dylan Gabriel fractured his collarbone on the final play of the game. Gabriel will be out indefinitely. Head coach Gus Malzahn says it's a team effort to help Keene be successful and improve overall.
We got to be better around him, and that's really been our message. Just challenge everybody that, let's help him out. Let's be better from a coach's standpoint and then player standpoint, and everybody raise their level.
The Knights took on the Shipmen was back in 2018.
That's him in motion. This could be a throw.
On the CBS Sports Network. Women's tennis secures aces with 2 new international additions for the spring. Sophia Violin comes from Reims, France to join the Knights this season. Violin holds championship titles, most notably being a TC Airs champion. She is joined by Noelle Sedanova from St. Petersburg, Russia. Sedanova was ranked as high as number 45 in the nation. These two powerhouses will serve with the Knights with the returners who made it through the Sweet 16 last season. The women's volleyball team looks to make it 6 in a row as they face Wichita State tonight in Kansas. The Knights haven't battled against the Shockers since 2019. UCF took home a win the last time they played with a score of 3-1. Senior McKenna Melville stole the show, averaging 4 kills per set. Students can watch the game on ESPN Plus at 8 p.m. Nightly News will keep you updated on the results and when the Knights take the court again. Women's soccer survived number 14 SMU in Dallas, Texas last night, ending in a 1-1 draw. The Knights and Mustangs played a defensive battle in the first half. UCF's midfielder Madison Mernon shot a monster drive into the net, but SMU goalkeeper Tatum Sutherland saved the dangerous kick. The Mustangs kicked off the second half with the first goal of the game. With 10 minutes left, Ellie Moreno tied up the game for the Knights. After a tie at the end of regulation, the teams went into double OT. The Knights' next battle is against the USF Bulls. The UCF men's soccer team continue conference play as they take on Memphis this Sunday. The Knights will be back on home turf after traveling to Tampa this past Wednesday. The Knights already battled against the Tigers once this season. During the match, the Knights took the lead starting at the 11th minute. The Knights never lost their group from there, ending the game with a score of 4-1. Forward Luca Dorotto will be the player to keep an eye on as he looks to make it 4 straight games with a goal. The Knights take on the Tigers tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN+. It sure is a great time to be a Knight. Zoe and Tania, back to you guys.
That's all our time for right now. Thanks for joining us.
And if you got a story idea, send it our way. Thanks for watching.